107.5.
This morning, it's important for us to highlight the fact that matric exams are just around the corners, and matric stress is a real thing. But why exams don't define your future is what we're wanting to chat to Dionita Damons about. Dr. Dionita is the director at Boston City Campus. Thank you for your time this morning, Dionita.
Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning to your listeners. Thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure. So for some of us, matric exams were not so long ago. For others, they were a number of years ago. But the fact is that the class of 2025 has got less than a week before they start writing, or about a week before they start writing. And I was actually chatting to one of the young boys in our neighborhood, because I've seen him grow up in front of my eyes, you know. And he's in matric, and he was saying he's a bit concerned about one of his friends because his friend is really struggling academically. And so that does put a lot of pressure, not just on the child, but on the parents who could be very worried about how is my child going to perform. So it's an important time of year, but how can we help our matric students and our matric finalists see the bigger picture?
You're right. It's incredibly stressful, and it's also a big milestone, but it's sometimes so easy to forget that your results reflect only one moment in time, not your whole future. I mean, we all know that success takes many forms, and like you say, Jonathan, for us it took years to realize it, and others only realizing it now. But some of the most successful people didn't start out as soft students. They were just incredibly curious, adaptable and resilient, and those are qualities that really shape long-term success. So I think the message for the matriculants out there is give it your best, but remember this is a chapter, not the whole book of your life.
Sure. That's
so profound. Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about preparations for the exams. So what tips and strategies to keep motivated do you recommend?
Well, yes, it does feel like survival mode, doesn't it? The key is to pace yourself. Think of exams as a marathon and not as a sprint. And there are some healthy study techniques, for example, the Pomodoro technique, that says that if you study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, because that break helps your brain to reset and keeps your focus sharp. Also take short walks, stretching, or quick chat with a friend. And we say quick chat, not the whole day, but that kind of intermission does allow your brain to rest, and it refreshes your mind. So do not underestimate the importance of rest.
Sure.
Your mind learns better when your body is cared for. So consistency and self-compassion lead to healthier results than late-night cramming. That's my advice.
Sure, that is brilliant, absolutely. So again, just going back to that method, it's 25 minutes of hard study, focused study, and then a quick 5-minute break, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic.
That does help.
Yeah, because I mean, your brain can only absorb so much, and the buttocks can only absorb so much.
Until you start wondering.
Yes.
Now, of course, nobody enters the final exam saying, "Well, I'm choosing to fail this one. I want to be unsuccessful." Nobody does that, but at the same time, we need to be realistic, and I think this is more for the parents preparing if your child doesn't do so well and there's a massive setback. What are some of the steps one can take?
Well, that is such an important question, and not every time things go as planned, so it's natural to feel down. But I must just reiterate, it's not the end of your story, and resilience is about using setbacks as stepping stones. And some of the strongest people I've met are those who have faced early challenges and used them to grow, and there are alternatives. So there are other ways of reaching your dream, and sometimes it takes longer. For example, at Boston, you can start off with a short learning program if your path was not what you expected, and ultimately progress to even doing your MBA. So it will take longer, but you know what? It just proves that your starting point does not determine your destination, but it is still your journey and it is still valid. So look at alternative options if you do not get the results you plan for, and explore those options, because there is a way for you to ultimately reach your goal. It might just take longer.
Sure. That is brilliant advice there. So on point, thank you for sharing with us. But as we kind of wrap up the interview this morning, emotions can impact on studying during this time. How can a student protect their emotional well-being and the mental health during this time?
I think once you start naming what scares you, you actually tame it. You reduce the power it has over you. So you need to reframe what you're feeling. And somebody said to me the other day, sometimes the feeling of excitement is equally the same to your feeling of fear. So maybe take that feeling of fear and pivot it into something exciting. But it's also important that you don't isolate yourself. Talk to someone. Talk to a friend, talk to a teacher, a family member. And if it feels that overwhelming, reach out to the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. It's free, it's confidential, and you can find somebody that's qualified that you can talk to and relay your fears to, because emotional well-being is important in you going into this pressurized environment.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Dr. Dionita. Dionita Damon's on the line there, talking us through just the stress and the pressures that can be there, and we don't have to give in to them. Thank you so much for some great advice. Really appreciate it. Boston City campus is where Dr. Dionita is part of the amazing academic team, and you can just search them online to find out more about them. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Dionita.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.